And so I'm Bruce. My profession, I guess, my lifetime profession has been the snow industry. A lot of good memories. I am retired, but that's not true. I don't think anyone ever retires. I'm just not committing my time to one area. I'm busy, very busy in all sorts of fields. Here we are in our courtyard in Shaver Springs, which is about 26 miles from the ski area. This would be the 3,700 foot elevation, and then China Peak, which is where I've worked for probably the past 43 consecutive seasons. So I guess you might call it my profession. And it was enough to be a livelihood, to raise a couple kids, and they were racers, and so they took me all over the place. They took me to Sun Valley, Juneau, Alaska, and Tahoe region and everything like that, because they were racers, so we followed the race program. But I was managing the rental shop, which seems like a little aspect of a ski area, but if you think about everyone on a mountain coming down, they're coming down on some sort of a tool. It's either a board, skis, piece of plastic, trash can lid, you name it, they come down. But at a ski area, it's usually snowboards and skis. Thousands upon thousands of customers of different size, shapes, and ages. Some of our oldest skiers up there, 85 to 87 years old, and they're still skiing gracefully, and it's awesome. And some of the youngest skiers we have come through the shop would be 2 years old. They don't even know how to walk, and their mom and dad will want to get them in some kind of a set of skis, and they just tow them around on the base area.
I guess that's better than a grave and a hearse.
So I don't know, I mean, I fell in love with the industry. I learned to ski in Austria. I had never skied before, and my brother and I, we went to Austria. And I had a set of 200 blizzards, and I put them over my shoulder, and we hitchhiked down the Autobahn, and we found a pension in Austria, and we skied for 120 days straight. So I learned how to ski. This was me at the end of the season. Very poor form. This would be an Austrian who knew what he was doing, and this is the family that we stayed with in the pension. But I still didn't really know how to ski. It takes a lot of mileage and a lot of years. So then I came back, and I didn't have any money because we blew it all in Europe, and I had to find a job. And my brother happened to be working at Gold Arrow, which is a beautiful little camp at the base of China Peak, and it's Huntington Lake is the lake basin there. It was like seasonal work. Contractors and builders would work in the summertime building, and then in wintertime they'd put their tools away, and they'd run the chairlifts and repair the tractors, the cats, groomers, and make the ski area happen. So then I worked until the present day, changing the rental shop and redesigning it, and from just a few hundred skis, maybe 200 to 300, to 2,000 units. But the whole industry changed. In the 40 years, it's amazing. Snowboarding came in about 20 years ago, and it's equal to skiing and all the dynamics. Probably one of the reasons why I happened to be at China Peak is because of the people that are on this mountain. The snow industry or ski areas is that you develop a family up there. Each season you're starting a business from scratch. You're starting to get the wheels going. You don't have a crew because they're all gone. Snow melted, they went off into summer travels. And then they come back, or new ones come back, and you hire and train, and you develop a whole new team again, and again. And then people think that maybe skiing is not safe and it's dangerous, and guess what? It is not safe, and it is dangerous, and it is fun. So this one's Jazzy here, and she chases snowboarders. She likes to keep biting their ankles, and Kayla's over there. And so probably one of the greatest benefits that Tim Cohey presented to me up there in the last 6 years is that he gave me the opportunity to have these two pooches up there to be part of the team. And it's kind of a story to it, because when he first came through, you know, Tim moves fast. He's like lightning. He comes in, presents ideas, theories, thoughts, visions, and disappears. And so since Jazzy likes chasing snowboarders, well, she thought this guy was coming in so fast that she started chasing his ankles and nipped him. And I said, oh man, I said, you know, this was his introduction to the two dogs. But it's not easy having dogs at a ski area, so there is usually a policy that dogs are not allowed. And so I, being who I am, I kind of stretched it, and I just said, well, let's see what happens. Probably, and I remember to this day, you know, there was a lot of dogs on the area, and all pretty much the whole mountain knew these two dogs because they helped me during the summer and stuff. And so Tim goes, what are all these dogs doing on the area? This is on the radio talk. And this, and he says, let's get all these dogs off the area, no more dogs in the area. And then someone else on the radio said, well, what about Bruce's dogs? And Tim said over the radio, he said, anyone who's been here for 42 years can have their dogs here. And so I got to say thank you. That was totally cool. The relationships you gain with your crew, lifetime friends, and even to this day, so since I've been up there for 4 decades, you see generations come back, and their kids or their grandkids would say, hey, I remember you, and I was just a little one learning how to ski or whatever. And so you have a nice influence on so many different people's lives because they're enjoying it and they're having fun. I'm a contractor also. I'm a builder. I developed skills in all sorts of different mediums. Mediums would be concrete, steel, wood, resins, epoxies, and so I've applied these my whole life. Over the years, I became a fabricator and designer, and I applied all of that knowledge into creating this unusual small home, which we call sanctuary here. You'll see rocks, you'll see metal sculptures, and you'll see all sorts of different styles of concrete. Or, well, let me put it this way, it never stops. I'll never stop creating. It's just part of my nature.